So yesterday I had a bit of an interesting phone conversation. I think you guys might actually be interested in, and well, I'll just share it with you right now.
Oh.
Mr. Alex Steele, how are you?
Jeremy, how you doing? I'm doing great.
Good to hear, good to hear. So what you working on?
I've just finished up the Gladius. Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Oh man, that is gonna be sweet. I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, it's looking pretty great.
Cool. Hey, the reason I'm calling, I'm working on a bit of a friction folder project right now, and I've never built any folding knife in my life, and it's a lot more fun than I thought. But I want to try something a little more challenging than just a friction folder. I guess the main reason I'm calling is there any chance you have some scrap pieces of steel kicking around your shop that you might not need that you could just send my way?
I don't have any scraps. I could make some steel up for you if you wanted.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll make you up a billet for sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, I can make you one right now. I mean, I'm pretty much done with this sword. I'm just playing with it.
Oh man, that would be incredible.
No, not at all. It'd be my pleasure. It'd be a huge amount of fun. We can make some YouTube videos together.
Oh, Alec, I don't even know what to say. Like, thank you so much. I am so looking forward to this. You know, I'm gonna return the favor to you. I just gotta think of something. I gotta dream something up. But we'll, yeah, it'll be a back and forth thing for sure, man. Oh, dude, that is sick. I am so excited.
Dude, it's my absolute pleasure. I can't wait to see how your folding knife turns out.
Well, listen, I know you're a super busy dude, so I won't keep you any longer, but I just want to say thank you so much. That is so sweet. All right, you take care, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, have a great one. Bye.
Cheers.
Nice guy.
What a nice guy. Yes, indeed. Alex Steele the man is making some Damascus. Now, Alec and I had talked about doing collaborations for a couple months, but we were just trying to decide on what. My original thought was we could build friction folders together at the same time. See, when we were originally talking about doing a collaboration on what, I said I want to do something really hard. I like, you know, a really complicated grind, or I just don't want to, if you're not doing something that's hard, you're never going to get better, and you don't ever want to stay within your comfort zone. I'm still learning many things about folding knives. I'm a newbie noob. And that's why I thought a friction folder would be such a great place to start, and then Alec's like, no, I think you need to do a frame lock. But thanks, Alec. Thanks for pushing me to the point where I'm actually scared. I'm terrified of making a frame. How do you do that? Anyways, if there's some remote possibility that you've never seen Alex's channel, go check it out right now. Right now, he's building the Damascus for a knife. He's gonna mail that over to me. I'm gonna make a frame lock or a liner lock around that steel. We're gonna do another collaboration, but I'm not gonna give too much on that. Both these collaborations are kind of like multi-part things where he's doing some work, I'm doing some work. You know what? Watch both channels to embrace and really take up the entire experience. Also, I told Alec that he's not allowed to edit his videos the way he usually edits his videos when we're doing this collaboration. My word, his videos, they're just like, they're incredible. But before we get to working on that, I need to finish up this friction folder so that I am ready to just grab the steel that he sends me and work on another project. So let's head over to the workbench and we'll come up with a game plan for today. Alright, game plan for this thing. So I want to get this spacer mounted and then get it bolted through the back end here. I'm not entirely sure if you can tap G10, but I'm going to try. Hit this real quickly with a hand countersink. Just that way, once we tap it, we'll have some nice little recess. Hopefully it'll help the screws go in. Okay, so now I gotta drill these holes out. I'm probably gonna take this apart to do that. Yeah, we're gonna take this apart real quick. You know, one thing I'm realizing with friction folders is that there's like a whole new set of tools you kind of need. Alright, so I showed on a previous video, the thing I'm using to control the depth that my drill bit stops at is this part of the drill press right here. Most drill presses have these, and they're an adjustable stop. So you can adjust it and basically set it to wherever you'd like the depth of the hole to stop at. Works pretty good. A lot of people don't know about that, and like I say, I think most drill presses, everyone that I've ever had, has them on it. Super, super handy. Now, is this going to hold? Oh, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. I'm stoked. Now, I'm not sure how strong. I'm thinking that G10 can't be that strong, so I'm gonna need to really kind of watch it, but I think this is good. Could be a cute little pocket knife. So what I'm gonna do now is actually take another piece of this and kind of screw it into there so we can maintain that thickness, and that we can actually bolt it together while we're shaping and profiling. Alright, so there's something I did off camera and it was a bit of a fail. Nothing too major. See, this part here wasn't quite nice and tight. So when I put this together, right here was a bit of a gap. So I drilled another hole thinking that these longer screws were the same, that they were number 3s. They're actually number 440s, and I don't have a 440 tap. So I'm gonna have to order some more screws. I did drill and tap, counterboard it, so essentially I'm gonna have one more screw right there. You know what, I'm gonna order up some screws, and when they get there, I can just pop them in. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna set this up on my granite plate, and I'm gonna scratch a couple lines that I'm going to grind to, because for this knife, I'm doing a super simple, just kind of a curved shape. So the first thing I wanna do is kind of grind in a bit of an angle here, and then we'll kind of smooth it over. But I want to keep it as consistent as possible. I'm trying to get all these lines in the G10 run straight, and you see the shiny part here? That's obviously the outside of the G10 that I haven't touched yet. And the G10, since it's a layered composite, it's got the different lines in it, and I would like to have all my lines straight. And to do that, what I'm doing, first of all, when we roughed it on the grinder, we were really careful that we got it nice and even. And now what I'm doing is I'm just using my sandpaper, but one thing just to think about, I want a really gentle contour on here, so I'm actually pulling tight this sandpaper as I'm sanding. I mean, if I were to just come here like this, we would be rounding these corners off, we wouldn't be touching this part. But I'm keeping an eye on the shiny part, and I'm not sure if it shows up right here, but this part is nice straight lines of the G10, and so I want to carry that over to here, and so to do that, I'm just keeping really tight grip on my sandpaper, and so I'm just hitting those high spots on the top. And you see how right away we took that shiny part away from there? And that way we can actually use the lines of the layers of the G10 as a guide to make sure that we've got an even contour over the whole thing. If I had this part a lot more round, you would see the grain of the G10 spread like this, but I want to keep all these lines straight, first for aesthetics, but that's also how I'll know that I got this thing really nice and straight. So one thing to think about when you're sanding with G10, anything like that, sometimes it helps just to crank on it really hard, and you can kind of really control where the sanding is taking place. I think the main components, the frame and all that stuff, I think we are good to go. Still looking fairly nice and straight in there. And I'm thinking for the grind, come up in here. Probably doing a flat grind, I'm not entirely sure. So again, I pointed out this learning curve. That hole right there, that was for the one stop pin that I drilled too deep, and incidentally it's not actually a stop pin. The stop pin that we're using obviously is right there on this side. There is no stop pin on this side, and I've got a little tiny, you can see where it almost came through the G10 there. That's a bummer. A lot of suggestions, people were saying I make this a little bit longer. I don't know. It's big enough to open, and if I'm gonna carry this in my pocket, I want this as small as possible. That's the reason why I went so short. Now in the future I might make some other ones, do them a little longer. You know, you could put a bottle opener, a lot of people do that, or a screwdriver, or some type of a pry-do hickey. I think we'll grind it out tomorrow. Unless we do a rough grind right now, I don't know. Okay, so I think I've got time to do a rough grind on this before I call it a day. It's only like 4:40 right now, so I've got time. What I'm gonna do is kind of mark out where I want my grind to start. And that's fairly important on these friction folders. I mean, if I didn't mark it out, I might start it inside of there and that would look ridiculous. I might start it way too far out here and that would look ridiculous. So I'm thinking kind of where I've got it drawn in there, kind of just like that. And we'll get that marked out, we'll take this thing apart, scribe our center line so we know where to grind to, and I think I'm probably gonna do a flat grind on here, and I'm probably using a jig as well, for the reason that if I ruin this right now, I think I would probably just break down and cry. Let's take this apart and get our grind on. Oh, catch it. Whew. Could you imagine that? Alright, so what I've done is I've taken some black marker and I've marked the edge of the blade here, and then I'm just gonna take this knife maker scribe. I've got a video on how I made this. Really, I guess if you have a lathe, it's simple. What we'll do with it, we're just gonna mark a center line, and we're gonna go until the line that we had decided to stop our bevel at. And now we've got some nice lines that we're gonna grind to. That's where we got to today. We got our rough grinds done, and I really don't want this to warp and heat treat. I don't think it will. I usually don't have problems, but I'm leaving it a little bit thick, and then I'll kind of clean it up a little bit more post heat treat. Grinds are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they're good enough to go into the old oven. So I'm pretty happy with what we got done today. This thing is coming really well, learning a lot. Hopefully you guys are picking up some tips too. I'm hoping that tomorrow we'll be able to finish this thing off. We'll do the heat treat, we'll kind of clean up this little thing. What's this thing called? I don't even know what that's called. a little tabby-doo or whatever. I don't know, but really happy with how this is turning out. There is a lot to learn about folding knives, and it's a completely different bird actually. But it's a fun bird. And also, huge thank you to Alec for the steel that he's making me. Go check out his channel. I believe that the same day this video comes out, he will release his video where he starts making the Damascus for him. Woo! I'm stoked about that. And also, if you guys like seeing videos of people making stuff, he does it in an epic fashion. Just a fantastic guy. I am so inspired by Alec Steele. His drive. He's 19 years old. He said that before in his videos. It's no secret anymore, but what an incredible way that he's approached life, and he's just like a hands-on kind of a guy, a giver, getter done, and he documents it in the most incredible way. So check out his channel, absolutely 100%. If by chance, say if you lived under a rock until now and you've never heard of Alec Steele, come out of the rock. Alec Steele, check him out. If you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can click this little circle right there. That will subscribe you. And then right here and right here, I'll probably put part 1 and 2 of this build project right here. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.